Hello, I'm Jürgen Hauser from the BMC Helix Business Workflows Product Management team. In this demonstration, I want to show you the highlights of our 1808 release. Business Workflows now supports Digital Workplace Advanced instead of the basic version to take advantage of all the great features Digital Workplace Advanced offers. For requesting the service, I just leveraged the quick request feature to bypass the shopping cart. This comes in handy, for example, for HR requests. Save for later is another example of a DWP advanced feature that is now available. I can submit a service request that will create a case in Business Workflows. The case agent in Business Workflows can see the source of the case, Digital Workplace in this case, see a request ID that allows it to tie it back to a service in Digital Workplace, and there is a dedicated tab at the bottom of the screen with a request of responses to the questionnaire. Flow sets are a concept to tailor the behavior of business workflows to meet requirements of different lines of business, and the changes easily survive upgrades. The first new function is initialization, which is executed when the case is actually created in Business Workflows. The second function is user activity feed. That gets executed when something gets added to the activity feed. I'm sending an email to Business Workflows, and one flowset function, case initialization, will check if the keyword critical is contained in the email subject or body. Here's the case that was just created in Business Workflows. The source is email, the content of the email is included in the description, and the case priority is set to critical. Let's take a look at the case template. The case template defines medium as the case priority. That shows how our case initialization function actually overrode the priority based on the content of the email. Especially in retail and banking, employees often call HR on their way home. In Business Workflows, either Quick Case or Create Case are being used in such scenarios. You can now set up identity validation based on a PIN. This makes it either a hard requirement or optional, depending on how it's defined in the case template, for an agent to ask for the PIN and confirm it before creating the case. The PIN is confirmed, we can create the case. We log the successful validation in the activity feed. If the validation was optional and the requester was not validated, we clearly indicate for the agent that the requester was not validated by this box on top of the case, but also in the activity stream. It is now way easier to configure approvals in Business Workflows. New approvals can now be defined with a few clicks. You can select the type of approval, for example, manager approval for any number of levels, or one or all of a group have to approve. Who is the next one to approve is nicely visualized on the case view in Business Workflows itself. In this example, just one of the 4 approvers shown has to approve the case. The activity feed is now complemented by a case history that shows changes to core case attributes. The case history records who made the change, when the change was made, and the new value of the field. This allows later to reconstruct how a case was resolved. Thank you for watching this demonstration of BMC Helix Business Workflows.